Okay, brand new week, brand new news video, and boy do we have a lot of news to cover. So you're gonna want to go ahead here and take a seat if you're not already seated. However, before going ahead and jumping into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news, I just want to let you guys all know that we're gonna be streaming in just a few hours from now at 3 p.m. EST. You can find us over on twitch.tv/MMOBite if you're interested in joining in on the fun. We stream MMOs over there every single week on Tuesday, on Saturday, and on Sunday. If you want to become part of a video, if you want to go ahead and join us in game, or you just want to watch us repeatedly fail, one of us in specific, you know where to find us. Otherwise, yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news because we have a lot to talk about. Let's start this off with the most important news first. A lot of you guys, and I mean a lot of you, Mrs. Styx included, had issues with PSO2 when it launched. The Microsoft Store was absolute garbage, and honestly, while the tweaker definitely worked for quite a few people, it brought with it its own selection of problems. We were all waiting on the announcement that the game would finally be launching onto a platform that would see it truly shine. And lo and behold, after months of issues, Phantasy Star Online 2 has been confirmed to be coming to Steam, and it's just next week as well. August 5th will see PSO2 finally launch onto Steam, and before you guys ask, yes, you will be able to play on Steam using your already established character. But you know what's even better? The announcement that PSO2 is actually getting a complete overhaul in the form of a brand new game, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. Yeah, this is an entirely new game. While most of us are used to playing PSO2 in more linear zoned instanced environments, New Genesis will actually be taking players into large, completely open fields with a significantly increased player pool. Yeah, you'll actually be able to see more than 3 other players while out playing if the trailer is anything to go off of. Not just that, but the game is going to offer completely overhauled combat, an entirely new graphical engine, and this overhaul will also be applied to PSO2, the original base game as well. This is all incredibly exciting news. Mrs. Styx is actually working on her video on this, but apparently, Gameforge announced that they had a brand new Soul Worker game coming titled Soul Worker Anime Legends. However, this version is for mobile devices, and now I know I do have a mobile channel, and I've covered over 150 games over there thus far, but let me tell you, from what I've seen, this is not anything special, and I wanted to include it here because Gameforge are advertising this as kind of like a remake or an overhaul of the original Soul Worker for PC. Think of this as a Soul Worker game that essentially has worse graphics, worse combat, and less features. But I mean, you know, it's compatible with your mobile device. Regardless, if you're looking for an actual full review of the game, wait for Mrs. Styx to get around to it. She's currently finishing her Genshin Impact video, but she will get around to this soon. If you've been waiting on Temtem to get new content, then you're in luck. After over half a year, the devs have finally introduced not only a brand new region, Kisiwa, but also over 23 new Temtem, the new club system, the new chat system, and more. Mrs. Styx and I have been eagerly anticipating a reason to jump back into the game as we completed it during the closed alpha test last year, and for us, this seems like the perfect opportunity to finally play again. Although I would like to admit that Mrs. Styx and I actually have tried jumping into the game over the last few days, and currently there are a lot of cooperative bugs that are preventing us from actually playing this. So if you've been on the fence about trying this game out, now is your chance. There will be a large influx of new players and old alike. A little over a week ago, I actually did a video on an upcoming MMORPG called Rise. I urge you to go ahead and check that video out if you're looking for more info, but allow me to just quickly go ahead and summarize here. Rise is a South Korean cross-platform MMORPG. Yeah, cross-platform between PC, consoles, and mobile. It is going to have a very strong emphasis on story and will feature elements of strategy and battle. Really, not much else is known outside of what was shown in the trailer, and that was very limited, unfortunately. Nexon just released their brand new cross-platform MMORPG V4 in the West. I actually have a dedicated video up on that from just a couple days ago if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about it in detail, but suffice it to say, the game actually ended up being a solid port of a mobile title onto PC. Now, I'm not saying that this is a great PC MMORPG, but it is a solid mobile MMORPG, and it looks great visually, graphically after being ported to PC. There were quite a few people anticipating the game, and even to date, the server servers suffered queues during peak times, so obviously the release of the game was quite a large success for Nexon. Admittedly, this game did definitely turn out much better than Talion did, although at its core, it remains a mobile game first and foremost. So if you're not a fan of auto-pathing and auto-combat, then this probably is not for you. But again, I did say that this is a solid mobile MMO that was ported to PC. So we just finished watching the Cursed TV series on Netflix a couple nights ago, and overall, it was, I know you guys are gonna, or some of you guys are actually gonna hate me for saying this because you like the lead actress who played Nimue, but overall, it was a pretty mediocre show. The ending with Merlin, though, was great, don't get me wrong, but he was the only redeeming thing about the show. So it strikes me as weird to see Netflix team up with Black Desert and roll out a collab of this kind, but you know what, here we are. Until August 26th, Black Desert Online will feature a crossover event with the Cursed TV series that will offer you unique goodies for participating. It's also a great opportunity to take advantage of the free trial that's going on right now if you've ever wanted to play. The sheer amount of requests we get to play Wizard 101 is actually ridiculous. We get it, guys, seriously. And you know what? We actually plan on streaming it soon as well, don't worry. And this is probably the perfect time too, as the devs behind the game have revealed that there's quite a bit of new content in their brand new summer update. There are alterations to character models, texture updates, a brand new Monster Mayhem event, new beast forms, tweaks to PvP, and a lot more. It's honestly probably best to navigate on over to the official website to learn about all the changes being made, as it'll make a lot more sense than listening to me. Here's something that I did not see coming. Star Wars: The Old Republic, after years and years of being available only through its own standalone launcher, has launched onto Steam, and with it has brought a large influx of new players. The game is currently averaging over 30,000 concurrent players on Steam, which when added to the already solid player base numbers is probably the most popular the MMO has been in a long time. While yes, the bulk of the expansion content is locked behind a paid purchase, the game itself, including the expansions, is definitely worth it if you're a fan of Star Wars, or heck, even if you're a fan of MMOs with an emphasis on story. This is your opportunity to try the game out if you've ever been on the fence about it. It is probably never going to be this packed ever again, so. I was shocked when I saw that Revelation Online announced a League of Legends style MOBA last year. This year, TERA is creating a brand new game called TERA Battle Arena, and it is really not going to do anything for the game. I cannot for the life of me understand in what world the developers behind TERA thought that making an entirely new game built around a single game mode like this was a good idea. You can select from a variety of heroes found throughout the TERA story and do battle with other players, and that is it. Why not take this money that they've put into this project and actually improve the base TERA game to bring players back, to actually offer a better experience to existing players? There's so much you could do with TERA that this is just a waste of time and money. I have always been a fan of Tree of Savior ever since first playing it like 4 years ago, I think. Since then, there have been a steady number of updates rolled out year after year, and it is time for another one. This update in specific introduces the brand new White Witch's Forest raid for players with an entry item level requirement of 440. Personal housing is now open and available, new Vivora weapons were added, a ton of other items were added, and there are new events going on. So if you've been waiting to jump on in or were waiting for new content, now's your chance. If you're still in-game playing Blade & Soul, or you're waiting for a new patch with new content to grind, then here you go. Last week, a brand new update went live introducing the Silver Seal Laboratory, a 12-player raid for players that are a minimum Hongmoon level 16. Thankfully, I have a Hongmoon level 23 Zen Archer, so this won't really be too much of an issue for me. Additionally, the update brings with it new dailies in the new Naraka zone. Ilion just held a beta test, and while I was actually given access to the game from one of our viewers, unfortunately, I could not make it in-game to record or to stream footage at the time. However, from what I've learned online, the game is shaping up to be a pretty solid improvement over Ascent Infinite Realm, which was a very basic, very generic title. There are no gender-locked classes, there are traditional 5-man dungeons, there's less of a PvP focus and more of an emphasis on grounded content as opposed to aerial content. The game still needs a lot of polish though, and I look forward to trying out a future beta test. Lost Ark gets a lot of updates, like a lot of updates. And while there has been no new info released after that Facebook post confirming that they're working on the global version of the game, it is worth noting that the South Korean iteration of the game just launched its second season, and with it, a plethora of new additions to the game. Guild content, multiplayer content, but most importantly, the brand new Scouter class. Yeah, someone we stream with, Mr. Y, is actually playing the Scouter class currently, or I believe he wants to play the Scouter class? I don't know, I forget. Don't tell him though. There are a lot of additional features planned according to their official roadmap, like the new Reaper class, a new Assassin tree, new areas, a new server. They're doing everything they possibly can to keep players interested in the game, so kudos to them. Final Fantasy XIV's next large update, 5.3, Reflections in Crystal, is arriving on August 11th after being delayed. So, spoiler alert, before going any further, there is quite a lot coming with the 5.3 update, much more than anyone had ever anticipated. For starters, where the trial for the game lasted up until level 35 until this point, a basic introductory level worth of content to consume, the free trial is actually going to be expanded now all the way up until the Stormblood expansion. Yeah, hundreds of hours worth of content in both the base game and the Heavensward expansion will now be completely free, including the All-Ra race, the Dark Knight, the Astrologian, and Machinist classes. Additionally, it also comes with a brand new dungeon, a continuation of the Nier Automata raid, new gear, an extension to the current story, and so much more. If you have ever wanted to try Final Fantasy XIV out, you can starting August 11th, and you can make it all the way through to one of the best parts of the game, Heavensward. Now, a quick note, Mrs. is actually going to be streaming the 5.3 update when it goes live. So if you're not following us on Twitch over at twitch.tv/MMObyte, you definitely should be. Otherwise, you're gonna miss out on an awesome time. If you have been waiting on Worm Online to finally launch, then you're in luck. The MMORPG that touts ultimate freedom just launched onto Steam last week, although it was to quite mixed reviews. The game is a free-to-play sandbox that provides players a premium subscription option. There's a lot to do in-game, and it requires a lot of time and a lot of investment. If you don't have either of those, then this game probably won't be for you, but their aim here is to take the game back to a time where this was prevalent in MMOs. For players still playing Final Fantasy 11, yeah, 11, not 14, you'll be glad to know that after, I don't know, I'm gonna go ahead here and see an extended vacation, we're finally able to jump into a new story on August 6th, and we're heading to new unexplored areas of Vana'diel. You'll need to have cleared Rhapsodies of Vana'diel to partake of the new content, of course, but if you've been waiting on new content for as long as I'm sure you have been, then this is a time to jump on in. Apparently, New World actually held a density test on July 30th that had alpha testers and players that pre-ordered through Amazon before July 26th jump on in and take the game for a test run. The density test was under an NDA, obviously. Everything regarding New World is under an NDA. This is in preparation for their upcoming New World preview, which is, well, going to be something to watch for sure. I would have loved to have gotten into the game to test it out, but since it's under NDA, I really wouldn't be able to talk about it anyway, so that kind of feels redundant to me. And that's it. That is all of the MMO related news that has been brought to my attention over the last couple weeks. If you know of anything I missed, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section by hitting me up on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Discord, anywhere you can find me. You can go ahead and message me with a link to the article, and if applicable, I will go ahead and include it in an upcoming news video. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for, whoops, I smacked my microphone. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, you know, like news related content, gameplay related content, not me smacking my microphone, and I will see all of you guys next time.
Peace.